There comes a moment when life stops negotiating with you. It doesn't whisper. It doesn't warn. It takes everything you thought you needed and burns it down. The plans you made collapse. The people you trusted vanish. The voice in your head starts asking questions you can't answer. You stare at the ceiling at 2 a.m., wondering when the drift began. You've done everything right, yet nothing feels solid anymore. You reach for something, anything, to hold on to, but all you find is yourself. That's when the silence turns violent, because you realize the truth. The real war was never out there. It was always in here. The human mind, your greatest ally and your most ruthless enemy. It can build empires or bury you beneath the ruins of your own doubt. But the ancient Stoics, men forged in chaos, discovered a way through it. They learned that pain doesn't destroy you, it reveals you. That control isn't found in the world, it is found in the fortress of the mind. This isn't about calm quotes on a Pinterest board. This is about survival, mental sovereignty, inner domination. In this video, we'll uncover 5 Stoic truths that harden your mind when the world tries to break it. Wisdom drawn from men who faced death, exile, betrayal, and stood unshaken. Stay until the end, because quote number 5 exposes a truth most people will run from their entire lives. 1. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Marcus Aurelius. You've been fighting ghosts, things you can't touch, can't predict, can't control. The job that slipped away, the friend who betrayed you, the future that refuses to obey your plans. You wage war on storms that don't care if you drown. You wake up to bad news. Again. A message that shifts your world just enough to make your heart drop. You scroll through your feed, see everyone smiling, succeeding, pretending, and for a moment, you hate them for it. You hate yourself for feeling behind. You replay conversations you should have had differently, choices you should have made, timelines where everything went right, but none of it changes what's in front of you. The chaos doesn't pause for your frustration, and slowly, it hits you. You've lost more energy to things outside your control than you've invested in the one thing that truly matters. Your mind. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, surrounded by betrayal and plague, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He wasn't speaking about calmness. He was speaking about dominion, the ruthless discipline of separating what's yours from what never was. Your mind is the command center. Every emotion, every decision, every reaction is a choice made within it. When you hand that control to the outside world, to people, to outcomes, to chance, you become a slave dressed in modern clothes. The Stoic doesn't suppress emotion. He masters it. He sees pain as data. He lets the world move as it must and stands unmoved within it. Control isn't about bending the world to your will. It's about bending yourself into unbreakable form. You don't retreat from chaos to escape it. You retreat to understand it. 2. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca. Your mind is the most convincing liar you'll ever meet. It doesn't just predict disaster, it manufactures it. You think you're preparing for the worst, but in truth, you're rehearsing pain that may never arrive. You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling. Tomorrow holds uncertainty, an interview, a confrontation, a risk you can't avoid. Your chest tightens, your thoughts spiral. You imagine everything going wrong, every word turning against you, every silence confirming your failure. You haven't stepped into tomorrow yet, but your mind already dragged you through 100 possible versions of hell. The irony? None of it has happened. You're suffering from phantoms, from shadows your own imagination sculpted. Seneca understood this plague of the human mind. He wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." What he meant was that fear multiplies suffering, not because of what happens, but because of how often we live it in advance. The Stoics saw anxiety not as a feeling, but as a form of fiction, a movie projected on the walls of your consciousness, written and directed by fear itself. The mind, left untrained, will conjure storms to justify its unease. It prefers chaos to stillness because chaos feels alive. But the Stoic learns to pause the projection, to ask, is this real, or am I inventing pain? Reality is rarely as cruel as your imagination. Your mind crafts monsters far more elaborate than life ever will. You can't kill fear, but you can expose its illusions. The next time your mind shows you a nightmare, remember, you're the one holding the projector. 3. The obstacle is the way. Marcus Aurelius. Every wound can become a weapon if you stop running from it. You think the challenge is in your way, but what if it is the way? You hit a wall, a project collapses, a relationship ends, a dream, years in the making, disintegrates overnight. You feel that numb, hollow silence after everything stops moving. You tell yourself you've failed because nothing went according to plan. But what you don't see, not yet, is that this destruction is redirection. You start to notice something shift. When comfort is stripped away, clarity appears. You see what's weak. You see what's fake. You see what's left when excuses burn to ash. That pain you despised, it's been sharpening you. Every disappointment forced you to adapt, to rebuild, to grow teeth where you once had softness. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." He understood something most never will, that resistance is not an obstacle, but a forge. The Stoic doesn't ask for ease. He asks for the strength to face what is. Because the obstacle is not punishment, it's information. It reveals the limits of your patience, your courage, your will. Every hardship you face carries a hidden directive. Become stronger than this. The external world is indifferent, but your response is everything. When you stop seeing adversity as an enemy and start seeing it as a tutor, you cross the threshold from victim to warrior. Pain is the gatekeeper of transformation. Don't curse the obstacle, claim it. Because what stands in your way today is preparing you for everything that's coming next. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. Zeno of Citium. You want control? Start with your impulses. Because the man who cannot command himself will kneel to everything else. You tell yourself you'll change. Tomorrow. You'll start the discipline, the workout, the project, the plan, like when you feel ready. But you never do. Because comfort has made you obedient. You wake up, reach for your phone before you reach for your purpose. You scroll, consume, react. All before you even choose who you'll be today. And you wonder why your life feels like someone else is driving it. Every time you avoid discomfort, you reinforce your own cage. Every time you chase instant pleasure, you trade long-term power for temporary relief. You can conquer a world when you haven't yet conquered the small kingdom between your ears. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, understood that freedom isn't political, it's psychological. He wrote, "Man conquers the world by conquering himself." The Stoic path begins where excuses die, in the quiet, brutal moments where no one's watching. Self-mastery is not a performance. It's a war of attrition fought against laziness, temptation, ego, and fear. Every time you resist a destructive impulse, you reclaim territory within yourself. Every time you endure discipline, you expand the borders of your strength. The greatest empires fall because their rulers lose discipline, and the same is true for the empire within you. You cannot command what you cannot control, and until your mind obeys your will, your ambitions will always be hostage to your habits. Conquer comfort, conquer fear, conquer doubt, because before any man rules his world, he must first rule himself. 5. It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live. Marcus Aurelius. You're not afraid of death. You're afraid of wasted time. You fear reaching the end and realizing you never truly began. You feel it sometimes, that quiet panic when you pause long enough to notice how quickly the days are passing. You wake up, work, scroll, sleep, and repeat. The years blur into routine, and your soul starts whispering questions your schedule doesn't let you answer. You tell yourself you're waiting for the right moment, the right conditions, the right version of yourself. But deep down, you know the truth. Waiting is just a prettier name for fear. You've seen it in others, men who grow old but never awake. They chase comfort, status, validation, but not life. And one day they look back and realize they were never really alive. They just existed. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live." To the Stoics, mortality wasn't tragedy, it was motivation. They practiced memento mori. Remember you will die, not to dwell on death, but to ignite life. Because when you confront your impermanence, you stop wasting time on things that don't matter. The fear of death disappears when you start living with purpose, when every day becomes a deliberate act of will, not survival, but creation. When you stop being a spectator in your own story, the Stoic knows, death is coming regardless. The only question is, will it find you living or merely waiting? Memento mori. Remember you will die, not to despair, but to awaken, because the clock is ticking, and you are not guaranteed another breath. So take this one, and live like it's your first. Conclusion. The iron mind. The storms don't stop. The betrayals don't pause. The chaos doesn't care who you are, what you've lost, or how tired you've become. The world will not bend for you, so you bend yourself into something unbreakable. That's the essence of Stoicism. Not the absence of pain, but the presence of power. Not comfort, but control. The iron mind is not born gentle. It's forged in the dark, beaten by failure, disciplined by time, purified by suffering. Every Stoic truth you've heard today is a weapon, not a quote. You have power over your mind, so rule it. You suffer more in imagination than reality, so face truth, not shadows. The obstacle is the way, so move through, not around. Man conquers the world by conquering himself, so master your impulses. And it is not death you should fear, but dying without ever living. These aren't ideas for debate. They're standards for existence. You don't become unshakable by escaping pain. You become unshakable by walking through it and refusing to bow. So when the world tests you, when you lose, when you break, when you doubt, remember, this is the furnace. You are being refined, not ruined. The fire is not your enemy. It's your making. Stand in it. Endure it. Rise from it. Because the Stoic doesn't ask for mercy. He becomes the man who no longer needs it. If this spoke to something in you, share it. There's someone out there who needs to hear it just as much as you did. Subscribe to Timeless Stoic Mind, where strong minds sharpen, where men rise from the ashes, and where you remember who you were always meant to be.